The chat box flickered before my eyes, filling with lines I never typed. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, but the words kept streaming, my name over and over, each letter dragged out like a scream. Blocks shifted around me in perfect rows, arranging into symbols I didn't recognize, shapes that pulsed like they were alive. A sound leaked through my headset, too wet, too human to belong in Minecraft. My skin prickled, and I swear the monitor's glow bent closer, watching me. This isn't just a story about a game. I should have logged off right then. It started like most of my bad decisions do late at night, half bored scrolling through a Discord I barely used anymore. Someone had dropped an IP in a thread about servers you'll regret joining. Most people laughed it off, said it was a dumb Creepypasta knockoff, but the comment had barely any upvotes, like nobody wanted to touch it. That should have been a red flag. Instead, I copied it down. I wasn't expecting much. Probably some troll server with jump scare skins or hacked mobs. Minecraft had always been my escape, the place I went to kill time when everything else felt too heavy. So when I booted up the launcher and pasted the address, I told myself it was just for a laugh. Just another story to roll my eyes at, but when the loading screen dragged on longer than it should have, curiosity pulled me deeper. The danger hadn't even begun. When the world finally loaded, the first thing I noticed was the silence. Not the usual calm hum of Minecraft's ambient music, but a hollow absence, like the sound had been drained from the code. My spawn point was a flat plain dotted with the skeletons of half-built houses, cobblestone walls rising for a few blocks. Then abandoned, jagged like broken teeth, I wandered toward what looked like a village, but the buildings were burned out. Husks, doors missing, windows blown apart. The farms were stripped bare, dirt patches tilled and empty, as if someone had harvested everything and never replanted. Every sign I passed bore single words: leave, run, wrong. The sky glitched at the edges, stuttering between day and night in uneven flashes. And when I finally caught movement, what I thought was a pig, it turned its head, and its blocky face was stretched and blurred, textures smeared like corrupted files. If you've played Minecraft, you'll know how wrong this felt. The game has a rhythm, a predictability, but this place was broken, alive in ways it shouldn't be. And then across a ridge, I spotted it, a figure standing perfectly still, watching. Curiosity pushed me to follow. At first, I thought it was another player. The figure stood on the ridge, blocky arms at its sides, head locked toward me. The skin looked wrong, like it had been stitched together from default textures, half Steve, half something else. The face flickered, nose vanishing, eyes widening, then narrowing again in a loop that didn't match the game's animation. Before I could type a greeting, the chat lit up. Stop digging, ye froze. I hadn't touched a pickaxe. My inventory was empty. Another line appeared. You shouldn't be here. The username wasn't blank. But it wasn't letters either, just shifting characters like code unraveling. I typed back a shaky, "Who are you?" The reply hit harder. They're watching, and they know your name. And then, in the middle of the screen, my actual username appeared, typed 3 times in perfect rhythm. Not my Minecraft name, my Discord handle. I spun my camera, heart pounding, but the figure was gone, vanished without footsteps, without particles. Just emptiness. Unsettled, I kept moving. Something in me needed to know more, even though every part of my body screamed. To log out, the deeper I wandered, the less it felt like Minecraft. The terrain folded in on itself, mountains rising, then splitting apart as if the world couldn't decide what it wanted to be. Caves yawned open, stretching into corridors too straight, too deliberate. I thought I'd stumbled into a normal ravine until I saw the torches, lined up neatly, spelling my name down the walls in flickering orange light. Mobs spawned, but not the way they should. A cow lurched toward me on spider legs. A zombie groaned, voice slowed to a deep human rasp that almost formed words. When I opened my inventory, unfamiliar blocks appeared, corrupted icons, jagged shapes labeled only with question marks. One item shimmered with text that wasn't in English coordinates. I jotted them down, thinking it was part of some arga, but when I pasted them into Google Maps, my stomach dropped. It was my hometown, a street I walked every day. Then my headphones hissed. The distorted groans became whispers too close, like someone leaning over my shoulder. My screen flickered, brightness spiking and fading. And in the silence between the static, I swore I heard floorboards creak in my actual room. The world around me started tearing apart. Chunks vanished, sky blinking in violent flashes. My screen shook like it couldn't hold the weight of whatever was inside. Then the chat lit up again, lines spilling faster than I could read. You are here? We see you. And then, worse, my full name, my actual legal name. Typed 3 times, each line pulsing across the screen. I spun my camera and froze. The player stood inches away. But the face wasn't broken textures anymore, it was mine. Blocky, pixelated, but unmistakably my features staring back at me. The game screamed. An awful grinding sound before the whole client crashed to black. I ripped off my headset, chest hammering. The room was silent, until I noticed the faint reflection in my dark monitor. Something was still standing behind me. I tried deleting Minecraft the next morning, uninstalled it, wiped every folder. But when I reinstalled weeks later out of habit, out of boredom, the server was still there. No name, just the IP burned into the list like it had been waiting. Every time I hover over it, I swear I hear the faint hiss of that whisper through my headset. I won't tell you the address. Not because I'm noble, but because I know curiosity's a stronger pull than fear. If you stumble across it anyway, don't join or do. Maybe you'll last longer than me. If you think this was just a game, you're wrong. And if you don't believe me, maybe you'll be the next to find the server. I want to know if anyone else has seen signs like this: burned villages, broken skins, coordinates that don't belong. Drop your theories in the comments, because I'm not convinced I was alone out there. And if you've watched my other stories, you'll know this isn't the first time something digital bled into reality. Maybe it's all connected. Share this with someone who thinks they're brave enough, and I'll see you in the next case.